Today guys, we are back again with another custom build in GTA 5 Online. That's where I take a beautiful car, customize it so then you guys can mimic the upgrades in GTA 5 Online. Today we are customizing the Albany VSTR based off of a 2019 Cadillac CTS. It's a pretty nice car, and we're going to throw some awesome upgrades on it to make it look even better. So I hope you go on to enjoy the video. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to check down below to see if there's any other custom builds that you guys might enjoy. With that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and without further ado, let's get into it. The very first thing we're going to customize is going to be the wheels. Honestly, I really like the look of the Forged Star wheels on this car. I think they suit it pretty well, and while I was scrolling through a lot of other wheels, honestly I just really didn't like the look of too many of them. But it's going to turn out nice in the end, and we might end up changing it later. Not too sure, but for right now we're going to paint them black and throw the Forged Star track rims on. Next up is going to be the spoiler. Now we do have a couple pretty decent spoiler options available for this car, along with a couple that actually go on the roofs. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. Personally, my favorite would have to be the bolted ducktail spoiler. I really like the look of this. It's nice and simple, and I think that's the one that'll go really well with this build. Next up is going to be the front bumper, also known as just the splitter, because that's all you're actually changing on this car. And honestly, I like the look of every single one of them. They're all very simple and they look pretty amazing. The one I personally like the most would have to be the carbon aftermarket splitter and probably the street splitter. I really like the look of those, but I think for this build, we're going to go with the carbon aftermarket one. By the way, be sure to check out Digizani. You could purchase games, gaming accessories, and in-game currency for all your favorite games like GTA 5, Forza, and many more. Use code ItzFrolickzYT at checkout and get a 10% discount. Next up, we have the side skirts, and they're all honestly pretty damn subtle, which I personally like a lot. So if you guys didn't even want to throw them on, by all means, just save some money. But for this build, I think we're going to either go with the street skirts or the carbon street skirts. Pick one and throw it on, because honestly, I think they look pretty awesome. Next up, we have the exhaust, and we have 18 different exhaust options available for this car, which is insane. It has a bunch of side exhaust options and a bunch of really cool rear exhaust options. Honestly though, my favorite ones would have to be the titanium twin bore exhaust or the titanium big bore exhaust. But if you want to make it a little different, throw on the carbon ones, because those honestly look pretty damn nice as well. I honestly think we're going to go with a titanium big bore exhaust. I like the look of that, and I think it's going to suit the build nicely. Next up, we have the chassis. It's pretty much just throwing a vortex generator on the roof, even though it's not, it's just a little aerial. But if you want to throw it on, by all means do it. And it just gives the roof a little bit of something, because it looks very plain. So why not? Let's throw the carbon one on. Next up, we can actually debadge the grille. Honestly, I would rather keep the badge on because it makes it look a lot nicer. Without it, it just looks like a kind of weird car in GTA 5. That's just my opinion though, but we're just going to leave the badge on. Next up, we have the hood. There's actually a couple pretty nice looking hood options available for this car, but I'd have to say my favorite ones are the ones that kind of pop out a little bit more, if you get what I mean. Something like the Albany hood or the vented Albany hood. I really like the looks of those hoods. It's just on the front end, it looks like a little bit too much, which is the only thing I don't like, but I still really like the look of it, so I think we're going to throw it on this car. And next up, we have the hood catches. Honestly, you gotta throw them on. I personally like throwing classic ones on because I think those look clean, and the modern ones just aren't really my style, so let's throw the classic hood catches on. Next up is going to be the mirrors. Primary, carbon, aftermarket, secondary aftermarket, and carbon aftermarket. We're gonna go with the carbon aftermarket ones. And then you have the roof. Honestly, it's either stock, secondary, or carbon. We're going to throw the carbon one on. It's going to look pretty awesome in the end. Next up, we have the suspension. We have stock, lowered, street, and sport. For this build, I'm actually going to be going with sport suspension, dropping it as low down as I possibly can because I think it's going to look really, really nice. Also, it does give the car a bit of a camber. No matter which suspension you put on in the end, it's going to look pretty damn amazing. And for the paint job, we are going to be throwing on a pure black paint job, which looks absolutely stunning. It's actually going to be my next crew color. So if you guys want to get this color in GTA 5, be sure to check out that video when it goes live. If you just want it in your own crew, it's literally just 000 in terms of RGBs, and the hex code is just 6 zeros and then AA or FF, and then you guys can get this pure black paint job in GTA 5. It looks awesome, and I really like the look of it. It's going to look amazing on this car. Next up is going to be the windows. Just black them out completely. Then it looks perfect. Next up, let's mess around with the headlights. For the headlights, I think we're going to go with a nice red. Now, during the day, it's going to look pretty normal, but at nighttime, it's going to look mean as hell. I also wanted to throw on a nice bright red pearlescent on this thing because I think black and red go really well together, and on this car specifically, the pearlescent really pops out, which I absolutely love. I think this thing is looking pretty amazing so far. In my personal opinion, I think this car came together pretty damn nicely. I really like the look of it, and I would have liked to throw in a livery on it, but there just weren't any that really hit the spot in my personal opinion. But honestly, I really like the look of it. It's a nice, clean, simple build to this car. Obviously, some stuff on it looks a little bit crazy, but I still think it looks pretty damn awesome in the end game. I'm glad that this car does have a decent amount of upgrades though. If it didn't have as many, it probably wouldn't be the nicest car in GTA 5. But honestly, I really like the look of it, and I want to know what you guys think of it down below in the comments section. Be sure to let me know. But anyways, that is pretty much going to wrap the video up for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next video.